Welcome to the Illinois Association for College Admission Counseling's virtual college fair. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. Before we get started with our presentation, just a few quick housekeeping items to go over. The first is that attendees are welcome and encouraged to ask questions to any of the panelists at any time utilizing the Q&A feature. Also, just a reminder that your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists will not be able to see or hear you. And there are two other blocks of sessions this evening, E and F. So if you haven't yet signed up for those, please do so. And about 1 week from today, a recording of this session will be available on that same registration website. So without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and hand it over to our first panelist, which will be Spring Hill College.
All right, hi everyone. Let's go through the classic share of the screen. Okay, so welcome to Spring Hill. So this is Spring Hill College, and if it will go into presentation, it's loading. But this is Spring Hill College. We are located in Mobile, Alabama. My name is Teresa Bertini. I actually am a graduate of Spring Hill. I graduated in 2018, and I was an elementary education major. So let's get going. So I first want to start off with something that we're extremely proud of, and that is that we cut our tuition by about 50%. So our tuition starting in the fall is $21,100, and our students are residential students, so they do live on campus all 4 years if you don't live within or away from 50 miles. So then your tuition does go to about $32,000, and that's before merit-based scholarship and FAFSA. So we're a lot more affordable, and we are a lot more competitive in our area. So we are one of the 27 Jesuit schools. So we are the third oldest, and we are about 2 hours away from Loyola, New Orleans. So I like to say that we are one of the 2 Southern Jesuit schools. I don't really count Loyola Marymount if for some reason they watch this recording later. So these are some of my favorite parts of Spring Hill and the culture, especially because I went there, but we are the originators of Mardi Gras. So Mardi Gras originated in Mobile, then traveled to New Orleans. So because of that, we actually give our students a week off for Mardi Gras break. It is amazing. It's so much fun. Also, our downtown Mobile really is that vibrant. I mean, the buildings really do look like that. It's my favorite thing to do is just go downtown. Also, if you're a big football fan, we've got the Reese's Senior Bowl. That is in January. And I loved it because the students that I taught when I was an education major got to meet those football players. And then if you're familiar with Lollapalooza, being in Illinois, especially in Chicago, we do have the Hangout Fest, which is all of the same bands as Lollapalooza on the beach, Gulf Shores, about 30 minutes away from campus, and a lot less expensive. We are also within an hour and a half of 5 different white sandy beaches, which is a huge reason why I chose Spring Hill. I always had a car all 4 years, and I always had a beach chair in the back of my car. So some quick facts about Spring Hill, like I let you know, we are a residential campus. We come from 31 states and 30 countries. About 56% of our students are out of state. Like I said, I was born and raised in Chicago. My best friends were from Kansas City, Dallas, Germany, Sweden. I have a student coming from Alaska next year, which I'm really excited about. And then 44% of our students are from Alabama. Our student to faculty ratio is 13:1. Our student to classroom ratio is 17:1. So we have more than 47 majors and areas of concentration to choose from. We have the #1 nursing program in the state of Alabama. And we also have a new 4-year program where you get your undergraduate and your MBA in supply chain management in 4 years, which is awesome. But we pretty much have every major. We're a liberal arts school. So if you want to ask us about our programs in the chat, I can answer it. It's a lot easier individually. These are some places that we have internships and employment for Spring Hill. So I like to bring up right now, Johnson & Johnson and Pfizer are on that list. And this is an old graphic, but I think it's pretty cool in the time that we're in right now. We also were ranked among the top 10 colleges and universities in the country for return on investment last year. So that means that the money that you actually invest into going to college from us and those other 9 schools, you will receive that money back quicker by either, getting a really good job right after graduation or being able to pay your loans back quicker. We also have Greek life. About 35% of our students are Greek. And then we are super involved in campus. As you can see, 90% of our students were on campus last year, and about 85% of our classes were in person, which is great because we are a smaller school. We're about 1,300 students, so we are able to have our classes in person, and you can see everybody is really rocking their own, individual masks, and we love that too. We also have service trips and immersion programs. So we have some in Central America and in the United States. And then we've also got the Foley Center, which is our service and learning opportunities at Spring Hill. I was actually in the Foley Center all 4 years at Spring Hill. We also have an Italy center. So we have a center in Bologna, Italy. These pictures are, not to flex, all from my semester that I was there, but your merit-based scholarship grants, everything travels with you. So the only thing you have to pay for is what you do on the weekends. It's awesome. We are also NCAA Division II. We have every sport except for football and swimming, but we do have rugby and we are nationally ranked. I believe we are number 7 right now. So if you are a football player and you are comfortable traveling over to rugby, which is really common for us, it is so much fun and you will have a ton of people at your games. We love to support our teams. We also have an 18-hole golf course and disc golf course on campus. And if you see those 3 buildings in the end that look very similar to each other, those are our senior apartments. So our seniors get to live on hole 14 of the golf course. When it is time to apply, we've been test optional now for 2 years, so that is not correlated with COVID, but you can apply traditional or test optional. We need your transcript for both, a sample essay for both, a rec letter, and then for test optional, we need a resume. And then for traditional, we do super score. So we have those ACT or SAT scores. We are a rolling admission school, so you actually will hear back about our decision within about 10 to 14 days. And every student that is accepted to Spring Hill does receive a merit-based scholarship. This is my information. I'm actually going to put it in the chat as well. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. We are open for visits right now. Also, we have 2 visits a day, and I will put our information in the chat. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Spring Hill. Up next is Rollins College.
Hi, good evening, everyone, and thanks so much for tuning in tonight to learn a little bit more about these great liberal arts colleges. My name is Brooke. I'm one of the admission counselors for Rollins College, which is right in Winter Park, Florida, just outside of Orlando. I oversee the state of Illinois, so if you decide to apply, you'll be working with me. I'm a Rollins alum, but I am originally from the Chicago area, so I love getting to return for some fall and spring recruitment. So we'll dive right in. Rollins is, like I said, a liberal arts college, and it's founded in 1885. So actually the oldest private institution in the state of Florida. So we've been around a really long time. We've got a great name for ourselves here in Central Florida. We're ranked the #1 regional university in the South right now, according to U.S. News and World Report. Like I said, right in the heart of Winter Park, which is smack dab in the middle of the state. It's a beautiful town. It's got beautiful Spanish Mediterranean architecture, cobblestone streets. It's right in the middle of a chain of lakes, so you've got that beautiful aspect as well. And if you just walk down Park Avenue, which is right the heart of Winter Park, our college is where Park Avenue ends. So there's a lot of shopping and cafes and coffee shops to hang out in, and it just extends right into our beautiful campus. One nice thing about Winter Park is its proximity to the city of Orlando. So we're only about a 15-minute drive to get downtown. So you have all of the benefits of a large metropolitan area right in your backyard. So some of those benefits include, job and internship opportunities. Orlando is in the top 10 cities in America for the number of internships that are available per capita. It also has every kind of industry you can think of represented here. So you've got a lot of different internship experience in kind of any field you might be interested in. It's also the #2 most fun city in America. That is probably for a lot of reasons, a lot to do with our theme parks nearby. Really easy to get to Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, and we do offer discounted tickets for our students to go have some fun at those parks. But also the downtown scene is a lot of fun, a lot of nightlife, a lot of festivals to check out, beautiful performing arts center. We have the Orlando Magic and the Orlando City Soccer if you're into catching a live sporting event. So there's just a lot to do in this area. We're just a little bit bigger than Spring Hill, about 2,000 students total on our undergraduate side. And you can see where our students are coming from. Right now, about half come from the state of Florida, 40% out of state, and about 10% of our students are international. So you really do meet people from all over the globe when you get to Rollins. And then there's a huge alumni network kind of all over the place once you leave the gates of Rollins as well. We have about 60 different academic programs at Rollins that you can choose from. Of those 60 programs, half are minors, half are majors, and we also have pre-professional programs. So we have those pre-law, pre-med programs that you might be thinking about. We also have an accelerated business program at Rollins. So if you're interested in getting your MBA, we have a 5-year MBA track, and that's in conjunction with our Crummer School of Business that's on our campus, which is the #1 business school in the South. So it's a great place to get an MBA from. At Rollins, we really pride ourselves on this intimate academic experience. So your average class size is only 17. They are capped at 30. That's the largest class you would ever have. And our student to faculty ratio is 10-1. So you really get to know your professors very well. They know who you are and what your goals are, and they're helping you achieve those goals. At Rollins, a really big part of the student culture is getting involved. So there are over 100 student organizations that you can be a part of. Your standard student government association, that's really active on campus. Our debate team's really great. All the way to, just kind of plain fun organizations. I know we've got like the Star Wars and Superheroes Club and the Laughing Club. We also have 23 varsity sports on campus, all at the Division II level, with the exception of our water ski team being Division I. If you're interested in playing a sport, I can help get you in touch with the coach of that team. At Rollins, we really are focused on giving you the best education you could possibly get, but we also know that we're preparing you for a meaningful life and a productive career. So we're proud to say that 97% of our graduates are either engaged in the workforce or have enrolled in a grad program within 12 months of their graduation. So it's a strong placement rate, partly due in part to our location and how great Orlando is for those opportunities, but also I think partly attributed to our career and life planning team. That's a really great resource for our students that help you with anything career related, from the first day you step foot on campus all the way through to when you're getting ready to graduate. And even they're a lifelong service to you. So as a Rollins alum, you can return to the Career and Life Center anytime and get help if you're maybe looking for a career change or you're moving to a new location. They're a lifelong service to you. This is just a short list of some of the programs that our students have gone on to, graduate programs, and some of the companies that have hired Rollins students post-graduation. Here's a snapshot of our admission profile. You can see all of the different things that we take a look at. I want to note that the GPA you see, the 3.4, that's an unweighted and core GPA. So that means we're only looking at your core classes when we do our calculation. Also, we're a test optional school, so you don't have to submit test scores to be considered for admission, and we still have scholarship opportunities available to those test optional applicants as well. And then an essay, your involvement, recommendation letter. We are privileged to be able to look at the whole picture. So we look at everything you've submitted to us, all of those materials, and we're really trying to get to know you better and see if Rollins will be a good fit for you. We also will consider you for our merit-based scholarships, and we have need-based financial aid available. If you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat, and then I'm going to post my contact information in there as well so that you have it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Rollins. And yes, that is a good reminder to our attendees. If you do have any questions, please do feel free to send them through utilizing the Q&A feature. But up next is Stetson University.
All right, you guys, I'm hoping you can see my screen all right, but thank you so much for joining me. My name is Brett Whitmore. I'm part of the admissions staff at Stetson University. I also graduated from Stetson in 2018 as a member of our university's honors program. And I actually work with all of our students interested in joining the honors program now. So definitely something I would encourage you to talk with me about. More of an individual conversation though, to say the least. We're actually located super near Rollins College, about 30-40 minutes away to the northeast. We're in DeLand, Florida, which is sort of smack between like the Orlando and Daytona area. So you still have all of those Orlando resources that were mentioned, but also you have access, a little closer to the Daytona Beach area to, go check out the races. And we have some partnerships with them as well, but you can go, to check out the beach and in New Smyrna Beach and that sort of thing too. So there's a lot to do, in the local area, to say the least. So plenty of different ways to, get involved in that sort of Central Florida region and take advantage of those benefits that we were talking about too. But at Stetson, we have about 3,150 students, about 1,200 graduate professional students, and we have about 2/3 or so of our students living on campus. We actually currently represent students from 47 different states and 64 different countries and 4 territories. So it's absolutely the kind of academic program where you're going to get to know people who are, very different from you when it comes to the sort of context and the sort of drives that they have to get you into that next step, but who might share similar ideas insofar as what it is they want to accomplish academically. Right. So at Stetson, we have a 13-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So this is absolutely the kind of program where you're going to get to know your professors very well. For context, when I graduated in 2018, the largest class I was ever in had 24 students, and the smallest class I was ever in had 4 students. And that was called Scandals and Sleaze, a history of crime and criminality in Latin America, which sounds like a lot of fun, and it definitely was, but it's also what we call a research intensive course, which meant you needed to be producing published quality work if you wanted to get out of that class with an A. And it was not an arbitrary measure, because myself and several of my colleagues actually did get published based on that sort of work too. We have 95% of our faculty holding terminal degrees, meaning the highest possible certification in their field. So if you're, a member of our undergraduate pre-law program, you might work with Dr. Sven Smith. He teaches the sociology of criminal procedure, so he has his PhD in that field. He also has a Juris Doctorate. And we actually have the #1 law school in the United States for trial advocacy, which is a distinction we've been holding for 17 of the last 23 years. So pretty much most of the time that you high school age students have been alive, right? So lots of room for success there. Of course, we also have pre-professional programs in the medical field as well. We're a university, which means we're comprised of different colleges and schools. So we have the College of Arts and Sciences, it's going to be English, biology, computer science, philosophy, political science, and everything in between. School of Business Administration, finance, marketing, sales, entrepreneurship studies, business systems analytics. Our Rollins College investments program is actually one of the oldest and most successful private investment firms in the United States for students. They've actually gotten all the way up to $5.5 million this year. So we're seeing, pretty dramatic growth in that field as well, if you're interested in business and in finances and investments and that sort of thing too. We also have a classical school of music at Stetson as well. So I'd be happy to get you connected with Arthur Tran, who works with all of our students insofar as getting their auditions completed and that sort of thing to get involved with us there. We have 107 now different academic areas of study at Stetson. So there's quite a bit of flexibility insofar as what it is you want to accomplish within your professional degree. But you also have the propensity to develop your own majors at Stetson through the university's honors program. So you have quite a bit of student agency when it comes to that sort of field as well. But there's so many things to do, professionally and academically, but it's really about the sort of experiences that you're having as a part of your community too. Right. So we have 147 now different student clubs and organizations. A few of them are on hold for the pandemic, like we're not doing any contact sports or anything like that at the moment, but things are going really well in that regard. We have things that are a little more relaxed, like a meditation club. We have Nerd Culture Society. Hammocking is like a weirdly big thing at Stetson. We have things that are a little more educational, like we have Uncouth, which is like a live poetry, slam music, snaps kind of thing. We have one of the largest mock senates in the United States for a school our size. We have things that are a little more exciting, like we have a scuba diving club. You can get scuba certified at Stetson for free. You can go skydiving at Stetson. DeLand, Florida is actually the skydiving and hot air balloon capital of the entire world. So there's a lot of stuff that you can do in that regard too. We have about 20% of our students who are involved in Greek life. We have 7 different fraternities, 7 different sororities on campus as well. And we also have 17 Division I athletic teams here at Stetson too. So lots of room to continue competing in those professional athletic atmospheres, everything from, televised ESPN athletics all the way to, club sports competing against more local universities to internal intramural sports on campus as well, and everything in between. So there's a lot of things to accomplish on campus in the campus environment, but it's all about getting out there as well, right? So global citizenship is our 3rd core value at Stetson. We actually guarantee the opportunity to study abroad for all of our students. We have continued study abroad experiences on every continent except for Antarctica. But if you wanted to go to Antarctica, I'm sure you could, because you have the ability to design your own study abroad programs at Stetson through the World Office here. So I know people who have been doing, gaming work in Brazil. I know people doing archaeological work in Menorca and Dubai, people doing Great Barrier Reef restoration in Australia, agricultural studies in Siberia. There's so many different things that you can do, but it's not something that you have to do, right? But it's something that we promise that you're able to accomplish. So at Stetson, we guarantee that you'll graduate in 4 years or less. If for whatever reason you're unable to accomplish that goal, then Stetson will pay for your additional semester free of charge to you. We guarantee internships, faculty faculty-based senior research programs, study abroad opportunities, and public performance opportunities. All of our students complete a master's level thesis, which is one of the things that sort of helps our students outshine their competition at other universities, which contributes to our 93% post-graduation success rate at Stetson. So definitely something to look forward to. But when it comes to getting involved here at Stetson in the first place, these are our application credentials. Pretty much everything you'll run into at most of the schools we're talking about today. We're on the Stetson application and the Common application. We're also a test optional school too, and you can get an idea for our average ranges here as well. And we are hosting in-person and virtual visit opportunities here at Stetson as well. So I hope you'll come and check us out, stetson.edu/visiting. And otherwise, here's my contact information. So feel free to take that down. And thanks for coming to hear about school.
Thank you very much, Stetson. We're now going to move on to our next presenter, which is Belmont University.
All right, thank you so much, and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining this virtual session. My name is John Paul Murray, and I'm an Assistant Director of Admissions, working with students from your area. So if you ever have any questions about Belmont, I'm your go-to person, so definitely let me know. We are a medium-sized private co-ed Christian institution here at Belmont. We have just over 8,200 students total, with about 6,600 of those being undergraduate students. So a really nice medium size to be at, not so big that you're getting lost in the crowd, but also not so small that you feel like you're in high school all over again. It's nice to be kind of in that medium size. Our campus itself reflects that as well. It's pretty compact. It takes you about 12 minutes max to get from one corner of campus to the other. So really easy to physically get around our campus as well. We have really small class sizes, very similar to what you've already heard from some other schools this evening. On average, our class sizes sit right about 19 students. So you really get to know your professors and get to know other students, always with our faculty members, never with graduate assistants, teaching assistants, anything like that. Our students do come from all over the country. About 70% of our student body is from outside of the state of Tennessee. Some of the larger states that we pull students from aren't necessarily right next door to us, places like Illinois and Texas, Florida, California, all over the place. So most students come to campus not knowing anyone. So we want to make sure that you get to know our campus community, but also make sure that you get to know Nashville as well. We are located right in the heart of Nashville, Tennessee, just about 2 miles south of downtown where this picture was taken. So you're in a great location within, obviously I'm pretty biased, but one of the best cities in the country. We are nestled in between a couple of great neighborhoods. Just to our west is Hillsborough Village. This is going towards Vanderbilt's campus, which we're about 8 blocks away from or so. So it feels very college towny, lots of young professionals living in that area. 12 South is located just southeast of us. We're really close to the Gulch. These are all neighborhoods that you'll hear of and that you would definitely spend a lot of time in as a Belmont student. Also, we're located right next to Music Row. Music Row is the hub of all things revolving around the music industry here in Nashville. So if you're wondering where are record labels, studios, performing rights organizations, all that jazz, it's literally right across the street from our campus. This is a picture from Ocean Way Studios, which is the largest studio here in Nashville, owned and operated by Belmont. We've had everyone from the Chicks to Beyonce record there. We also just scored a Fortnite there recently. So that's your random fun fact of the day. Now, academic-wise, we have just over 100 different majors in total that y'all can choose from. You can see that there is a lot for you to choose from in a wide variety of different areas. We are a liberal arts institution, so certainly a lot of those liberal artsy programs, but also a lot of professional-based programs as well. So talking about things like nursing, business, that type of world. A lot of people will know us at Belmont for programs surrounding the arts, specifically around music and the entertainment industry. You'll see here on the screen a handful of programs within that world are some of our top majors as far as size goes. Things like music business, which is a business degree, it's a BBA. So you're taking all those businessy related classes, but you're getting an understanding of that within the context of the music industry specifically. Other great programs would include audio engineering technology for students that want to be sound recorders, sound engineers, commercial music for students that want to be artists full-time. So they're thinking about going into rock, pop, country, jazz, soul, R&B, all of that as actual artists. So a lot for you to choose from on the music side of things. But I'm a big proponent of the fact that we have a lot more than just music going on here at Belmont. I was a political science student whenever I attended here back in the day. We're definitely known for nursing. It's our second largest program on campus. It is a direct admit program. A lot of people also know us for business, and we have incredible internship opportunities, of course, since we are located right here in Nashville. Across the board, regardless of which major you're thinking about going into, we want to make sure that you're getting connected with real world experiences to supplement the learning that you're doing here on our campus. From a student life perspective, there's a lot going on. We have just over 160 different student organizations and clubs on campus. We're also proud to be home to NCAA Division I athletics here at Belmont. We participate in the Ohio Valley Conference. All of our athletic events are totally free for our students. So you just scan your Belmont ID card and you're able to attend those events. Men's and women's basketball would be our most popular sports on campus as far as participation goes. We'll also have some special events on campus from time to time. It's not uncommon for us to have a concert or some type of outside artist that's coming onto campus, tapings for TV or for film. Most notably, we hosted the final presidential debate this past year. So if you and your family watched that debate in October of 2020, that was right here on our campus. So always something cool happening here at Belmont, it seems. From the application side of things, we do accept the common application and we have our own application. We do have holistic review for all of our applicants, kind of similar to what you've heard with some other schools this evening as well. We are test optional too, though if you choose to send those into us, you'll see some averages listed here on the screen. And we do super score for both the ACT and the SAT for admission as well as scholarship purposes. Average GPA for this past year was about a 3.8 on a 4.0 scale. We do offer merit-based scholarships for our students as well. Your application for admission also serves as your application for any and all merit-based scholarships to the university, so automatically considered for everything that is listed here on this screen. Biggest date to keep in mind for juniors would be December 1st. That's whenever we encourage you to have everything into us to maximize your opportunity for scholarships. Last thing I'll mention is that we are open for in-person visits, of course, as well as virtual visits. So if y'all find yourselves coming down to Nashville, please pop by and see us. It's just belmont.edu/visit. And I'll put my contact info in the chat for you as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Belmont. And our final presenter this evening comes from the University of Mississippi.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Carmen Morris. I am the admissions counselor for the University of Mississippi. In case you all didn't know, we're also affectionately known as Ole Miss. We are the second smallest school in the SEC, and just kind of giving you all a few quick fun facts about us. We represent about 22,000 students in the undergraduate level. And with that, we are based in Oxford, Mississippi. So with all 22,000 students, we represent all 50 states in all 90 countries globally. So we like to say that we're moving towards our diversification. With that, we are located in Oxford, Mississippi. It's actually about a 9-hour drive from Chicago, Illinois. With that, we are just a small Southern college town that you definitely have to visit. We are consistently ranked one of the best Southern college towns, as well as we've also been ranked as most beautiful college campus. Oxford, Mississippi, it's about 22,000 residents. So typically when students are on campus, the city is definitely doubling. And with that, we have all types of Southern cuisine that you have to try. Right here in the corner is our Square Books. It's actually an independently owned bookstore that you all have to visit. So if you're into eclectics and different books, you definitely have to, because it's a hidden gem. But we were founded in 1848. We are the flagship university. We're the first and oldest university in the state. So you definitely have to come and see us in Oxford, Mississippi. We're about 1 hour southeast of Memphis, Tennessee. So we're not too far. There's always something to do in the city, and our students are doing great things in the city. So with that being said, we have a 34-to-1 ratio, student to faculty ratio. Again, we're the second smallest school in the SEC. So with that, all of our students have the opportunity and resources of a large institution, but you still get that private school feel. And that's one thing that I do love about Ole Miss. There's always something to do, and you're still very intimate with your professors. So we have about 300 student organizations, which our students are, whether they're involved professionally, socially, or within the community, they're doing really great things. And you always can find something to get involved in on campus or outside in the city of Oxford. So I'm not going to go over all of our programs and all of our majors, but we do have about over 90 majors and 120 different programs of study. So as you can see here, and also we are nationally ranked in our School of Education, Business, Accountancy, and Pharmacy. So we are a part of the top 25 pharmacy school in the nation. So I'm not sure if you're interested in that, but that's just a few of our rankings. And then we also do have a few special programs that I like to highlight. We have our Sally McDonald Barksdale Honors College. We have two language flagship programs. That's going to be the Arabic and the Chinese, along with our Pharmacy of Early Entry program. So there's a lot that our students can get involved in as early as their freshman year, and great opportunities. Starting with our cost of attendance. So for out-of-state students, we do I hate to say it, but we hit you with a $16,272 non-resident fee, but with that, our total cost of attendance is about $35,824. So tuition, with that, we do offer merit awards. So based on your ACT, a 25 on the ACT and a 3.0 GPA, that is an automatic award. You don't have to do anything, just send us your test scores. But with applying, we are test optional. So you don't have to have your test scores to be admitted as a student, but we highly, highly, highly recommend it. If you're interested, our application opens July 1st. If you're a junior, go to olemiss.edu/apply. Also, we're ever rolling. So in the case that you decide later on that you would like to be admitted and enrolled, as long as we have your test scores by August, we definitely can get you in with scholarships as well as admissions of your senior year. Also, I highly recommend that if you've never been to Oxford or Ole Miss, definitely book a visit at olemiss.edu/visit. We have in-person visits as well as virtual visits Monday through Friday, twice a day. We're opening up for this summer, which I'm very, very, very excited. If you don't get a chance to do anything, at least you have to come and see what's the talk of the town. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. And I forgot to show you all, but this is definitely going to be our academic merit award, where you do see we start out awarding with the 25 on the ACT and a 3.0 GPA. The higher your ACT and the higher your GPA, the more money you will be awarded. Again, these are renewable for 4 years and automatic. So just make sure that you are sending us your awards. And this is going to be that website, olemiss.edu/visit. Schedule a visit. If you're ever in town, I'll leave my contact information at the very end. But we have a little secret. If you're ever in town and you know you're going to be here, we would love for you to stay at the Chancellor's House or the Ole Miss Inn. And so that's actually where we would take care of your stay in the city of Oxford. It's a lovely, lovely hotel that we like to accommodate for our families and our students. So if you're ever in town, let me know and I'll make sure to give you that information. Here's my contact information. Feel free to follow me on Instagram or send me an email or a text, and I'll put this in the chat box.
Thank you very much, Ole Miss. And thank you to all of our panelists for your great presentations. We do have some time remaining, so attendees, if these presentations raised any questions for you, please do send them through the Q&A. While we're waiting to see what comes in, perhaps we can do a round or two of questions ourselves. First question would be, I know 6 minutes is not very long, so what is one thing you did not have time to include in your presentation that you'd like to cover now? And we'll go back in that same order, starting with Spring Hill.
So I think there's a lot. I just wanted to emphasize again that we're open for tours. We have 2 tours a day. In the morning and in the afternoon. We're also doing virtual tours as well. I'm a regional recruiter in Chicago, so if you're comfortable, I'm vaccinated. If you're comfortable meeting in person, we can meet outside, which is very exciting. And then just to end it, my favorite thing to talk about, especially in these 6x6s, is that we host a fake wedding on campus. So we have 2 students get married on campus. You Venmo the bride for the wedding dress. They go to, buy some tacky wedding dress. You all have to dress tacky there. They have the bridal party, bachelor party, everything. It's on our golf course, and it is so much fun. Someone wrote an article about us, so you can look it up online, but it's a blast, all done on campus. And yeah, try to visit that weekend, and it's pretty surreal.
Thank you. Rollins?
Yeah, I'll share our favorite tradition on campus, which is Fox Day. It's our annual day. Well, it happens every spring. And the fun of it is that we never know, the students, faculty, staff, no one knows exactly when it's going to be. Our president just chooses a random day in the spring where the weather is just too gorgeous to have class. So around 6 in the morning, he'll roll out a statue of the fox, place it on our main lawn on campus, and that signifies that it's Fox Day. All classes are canceled for the day. So some students will choose to go to the beaches or the theme parks, and some just stay on campus. There's always some water slides and paddle boarding and all sorts of fun things going on campus. It culminates with a huge kind of big family barbecue on the lawn. It was just yesterday, so we had so much fun. I went to campus yesterday to participate in some of the festivities. So Fox Day is our favorite tradition.
Great, thank you. Stetson?
Oh, I mean, we were established in 1883, so we have a million traditions. But I think my favorite one that we do is called Stetson Showcase. It was actually yesterday, so it's fresh on my mind, where we have all of our students working on whatever they have been, have an opportunity to sort of present in an open panel. Like we cancel all of the classes for that day. So it's just an opportunity to sort of celebrate the accomplishments of everything that our students have been up to. And it's a great opportunity to like network and to meet with professional experiences and that kind of thing. But it's really just a celebration of like the grand academic achievement that our students are doing. So that's something that we do every year. And I totally love to be a part of it, Stetson, as well.
Great, thank you. Belmont?
Yeah, so we have a great kind of tradition, very true to form here in Asheville, something called the Curb College Showcase Series, which think of it as a huge concert, if you will, series of concerts, but it's all totally run by our students. It's all genre-based, so we'll have, for example, a pop showcase, rock showcase, R&B, and Christian showcase. Of course, all the talent's totally Belmont, but also the stage design and setup, the PR, everything about it is totally done by Belmont students. If I picked you up and plopped you down in the middle of one of them, you would think you were at a full-fledged arena concert, but it's actually just something happening right here on our campus. And we just had this past weekend what's called Best of the Best, which is an original name. It's all of the winners of all of the showcases. And we've had some real deal artists come out of it. If you have ever heard of Judah and the Lion, or Coin, or the artist Yeba, those are all Belmont artists that have started from the showcase series. So a really cool event that we have on campus that we're kind of spoiled with all that talent.
Great, thank you. Ole Miss?
I'm not sure how I can compare after that, but I will try. I typically feel like everyone thinks we're going to say something about tailgating in the Grove. I'm going to actually not say that. And I'm going to tell you all about our double-decker festival. So it's actually downtown in Oxford. If you love art, you love music, you love walking around, being with your friends, and just kind of seeing the residents in the city, it's a really great time. You see double-decker buses from London, and it's a really great time for our students to share as well as with our residents, and you really do enjoy yourself.
Great, thank you. And the last question would be, what is one piece of advice you have for someone going through the college search process, or a frequently asked question that you receive that you'd like to cover now? Why don't we go in the reverse order? And you want to start off, Ole Miss? Extra airtime.
Okay, so I will say this advice that I would give students, whether you are currently in the game of searching and trying to get down to your final decisions, or if you are about to start and you're a junior, definitely record and take as many pictures as you can when you're doing these visits. It's all about visiting, because you have to get a feel of whether or not the school is really for you. I think all of us can say that we can give you as much information. We really all sound a little bit similar, but it's just to figure out whether or not your personality and if you can see yourself there for 4 years, because at the end of the day, this is going to be your home for 4 years. So just take as many pictures and record as many memories as you can, and then you trickle down for your final decision.
Great, thank you. Belmont?
Yeah, my piece of advice is to not feel locked into a specific program. I think we encourage students to not feel locked into one college, and that's very well and good. But don't feel like you have to keep pursuing a specific major because that's what you listed when you saw us at a college fair, when you signed up for info on our website. Feel free to give yourself space to explore other different types of programs and maybe explore something other than what your mom and dad wants you to study as well, because that will probably change your interests and change what schools you're looking at and really help you out in the long run. So that's my piece.
Yes, very good advice. Stetson?
I have to back that up. That is fantastic advice. A lot of students feel the need to like or dislike certain schools because their parents like or dislike those schools. And it's really important to just go and to pay attention to how you feel and recognize your college choice as something more than, just a logical decision or just something for fun. Like it really is this multifaceted thing of making sure it's a good professional option, making sure it's a good academic option, and also making sure it's a good option for you to just be there and to feel well in the environment. Just like they were saying at Ole Miss, it's so important to recognize that it's a community that you're joining more so than just an academic opportunity, and to know that you can be a part of that and be comfortable and happy there too. So, as cheesy as it is, follow your heart too, and not just your thoughts.
Thank you. Rollins?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I look like a ghost. The way the sun's hitting my screen, it's crazy. But I would echo all of my colleagues, just say, of course, visit, but take it a step further than just visiting campus. So if you know you're going to be on campus, make sure you build in time to explore the area around the campus. A lot of us are in beautiful towns. So build in some time for that. So many times I have families come who say, oh, I have to now go to DeLand to visit Stetson. And while that's great, you're squeezing into college visits in one day, you missed the opportunity to really explore the Winter Park area. Also, a lot of our schools, probably all of our schools, offer opportunities to shadow classes, to meet with professors, to talk with current students who are maybe majoring in what you're interested in. So think beyond just a normal campus tour and take advantage of all the time that you have while you're in the area.
Yes, a lot of people packing together tight itineraries and forget to look at the surroundings. Spring Hill.
So this is something that I kind of found really interesting, COVID related, just, luckily, a lot of people, it looks like we're going uphill from here, it's looking positive from here, but schools have now changed forever. So yes, a majority of us are alumnus of our schools that we went to, or alumni, excuse me. But what we experienced at our college doesn't matter anymore. The schools have drastically changed. So take the opportunity to reach out to your admissions counselor and say, I want to speak to a current student and I want to hear what the current students are saying, because also the current students we tell you the truth, but it looks like it's from a sales perspective. So these students, they're not getting paid to tell you what's going on campus. So, like we've all said, reach out to the real students. Ask your admissions counselor to talk to a real student. You'll hear 1000% the truth and hear, if they've been happy or displeased with what each campus is doing for safety precautions. So, yeah.
Yes, campuses have definitely changed forever, and certainly responses to the situation is good information to know from a student's perspective. I want to thank all of our panelists for joining us, sharing information about their schools, and also providing some additional insights. We certainly appreciate your time. We also definitely want to thank all of our attendees for joining us. Before we do close the session, though, just a few quick housekeeping items. When you do close this window, you will receive a very quick 4-question survey that we ask you to take a minute to complete. Again, there are 2 other blocks of sessions this evening, sessions E and F. So if you haven't yet signed up for those, please do so. And about 1 week from today, a recording of this session will be available on that same registration website. But thank you again to everybody, and to all the students. Good luck in your college search. Have a great evening.